Welcome back. We continue to follow the latest in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. At least 10 people have been killed and 60 injured in the latest round of missile strikes to hit multiple cities in Ukraine, including downtown Kyiv. According to the AP, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the strikes were in retaliation for Kyiv's terrorist actions. Kira Rudik, a member of Ukrainian Parliament, joins us live from Kyiv. Thank you for joining us, Kira. Can you share with us what the mood's like in Ukraine today?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. Well, Kyiv have not experienced attacks like this since the first days of the invasion. But at that time, we were not prepared and people were scared. Right now, we know what to expect from Russians and we know how to act. People are very organized. People know how to go to the nearest shelters, and people know how to help each other in this case of emergency. So we are heartbroken, but we are definitely not broken.
So how would you say Ukrainians are holding up? You spoke about this a little bit, but this invasion has been prolonged. How are people feeling nearly 8 months later?
Well, it is incredibly painful, of course, because we did not want this war. We are a sovereign state and we just wanted to protect our sovereignty and protect our freedom. Putin wants to rebuild Russian empire and we really don't want to be a part of it. So at the beginning of the war, we made this commitment and made this decision that we will be fighting for our freedom and we continue on it. So people are supporting our troops, people are helping each other, and I can tell you honestly, the nation is united as never before. You are showing right now the pictures of atrocities and our soldiers, but there are more videos of Ukrainians singing national anthem, standing and holding hands in Kyiv subway, where they are hiding from the attacks. There are pictures of children who are moved to the bomb shelter to study, and people are coming in to support them and help them and make them not feel fear. So we know why we are fighting, because we are fighting for our existence. We are fighting to protect ourselves. And this is incredibly important for each and every Ukrainian, and all the attempts of Putin to destroy us, they just show that he is in despair. You know, when the Kerch bridge was exploding, we thought that Putin will be fighting Ukrainian army because there were so many defeats of his army recently. But he did not. He decided to attack civilian population. He decided to attack kids' playground. He decided to attack university. He decided to destroy energy stations. And this is a huge difference between what we are fighting for. We are fighting to have a future, and he is fighting and to destroy us. And we will not let him. And this is why the mood in Ukraine is resolved as never before.
Incredible resilience on the Ukrainian side. And last week, President Biden said we're close to Armageddon in reference to Putin's threat to use nuclear weapons. What do you make of those comments? Do you think Putin's threat will become a reality?
We are concerned about that. And I can tell you honestly, I have my backpack prepared for the nuclear attack under the stairs, because we know that no matter what Putin will do, we need to be ready. And this is actually the strategies that allowed us to stand up to him for so long. It is incredibly scary, of course, because nobody wants to die of a nuclear attack, a nuclear disaster. But also right now, we do not see a good strategy from the allies to contradict that and to protect Ukraine from it. The issue is that right now on the day 8, on the month 8 of the war, we still are asking for the same thing that we asked on the day 1, the fighter jets to protect our airspace. And as of right now, we still have not received them from our allies. We are still asking for that. Same as for the additional Air Force protection systems that could actually help to prevent the nuclear disaster if that will occur. Recently, I have spoken to the security representatives and security leaders from different countries on the forum in Warsaw, where I was asking, like, does anybody have a plan on how to act if Putin will actually use nuclear weapons? And I was told by different representatives from different countries that these plans are in work, but you have to have them ready. Same as I have my backpack. No matter would Putin attack or would he not attack, we will be ready with my family. The world needs to be ready on how to react. It cannot be strategy meetings and strategy sessions after Putin's attack. Same way as after he launched 120 missiles onto Ukrainian cities, we need to see the response. We need to see the response from the Western allies, not just condemnation, but generally actions.
Kira Rudik, eyes and ears on the ground, a member of Ukrainian Parliament. Thank you, and please stay safe.
Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.